No. See, once the ball's cleared from the scrum, that means the loosie can breathe.
Look, Justin Peanut puts the ball in, so the forwards move up, so therefore these guys are...
Outside.
No way!
That was Josh.
Oh, the opposition was so good, he would have been chewed up and spat out anyway.
It's all right, mate. I've got subs.
Hey, has the game started?
Oh, and we're back on. Come on, run.
Oh, what was that for?
Pass was forward.
What? Where?
At the 10 metre line, ref was playing advantage.
Oh, forward, see?
No, away.
Sad, really. These guys live, breathe and dream rugby.
Go!
But still don't care about what's going on. Most of the time they just cheer when their team has possession.
Yeah, let's go!
And worry when they don't.
Oh yeah, this is it. Oh, I can feel it. Back of the line out. Great take. Now spread it. Right, yeah, and pass it out. That's it. Now, go. He's through. Oh, he's through. Look at him go. Go, pass it. Yes. Yes. Go for it. Under the post. Yes. Yes. 5 points. What do you think about that then?
Oh, what a set move.
It's amazing guys can come up with a game like this. Nice thigh action too.
Rugby in this house is part of life's rich tapestry.
Beauty.
Complex, emotional and at times unfathomable.
Right.
So if you want to know all the terms like knock on, in touch or offside, when a maul turns into a ruck and why, the inside out of lineouts, then stick with me. Let's go right back to where it all began, the murky origins of the game. On a misty day in 1823, in the heart of the English Midlands, a 17-year-old named William Webb Ellis was playing a game of soccer in the grounds of Rugby School. A strange and sudden urge came over him. Rugby! The game they play in heaven had begun. Once William Webb Ellis picked up the ball and ran with it, the game quickly gathered a following. But, boys being boys, it took about another 50 years to sort out the basics. And there's still some grey areas today. For instance, the laundry. Okay, so here's where it all starts. 15 players from each team spread out, ready for kickoff, up to 7 subs hunkered down on the bench, and all over the world, folks jostle for the best spot on the sofa. The area of play is marked by the sidelines, also known as the touch lines, and the dead ball lines. The try lines are 100 metres apart, that's where the goalposts sit. Next comes the 5 metre line, the 22 metre line, the 10 metre line, and the halfway line. And parallel to the sidelines are the 5 and 15 metre lines. Our rugby team is made up of 15 players, 8 forwards, 7 backs and up to 7 subs. Each player has a specialist position that suits his shape, size and skill. The best way to know a player's position is by checking out the number on his back. The forwards, numbered 1 to 8, are specialists at pushing and hooking the ball back in the scrum, jumping in the line out, creating turnovers, rucking, and mauling. The backs, numbered 9 to 15, are spread out behind the forwards. Their job is to turn the forwards' possession into tries through passing, dummying, sidestepping, running lines, and kicking. 80 minutes of hard teamwork where each player supports, reads and anticipates each other's every move. That's why rugby's called the ultimate team game. The aim of the game is simple enough. It's all about scoring more points than your opposition. Grounding the ball on or behind the goal line is called a try, which is worth 5 points. You must be in control of the ball. This is okay. And so is this. And this. But this isn't.
Cross forward over the line.
And nor is this. Just getting the ball across the line won't do. You have to touch it down on the ground. Scoring a try gives the team the opportunity to take a kick at goal anywhere along a line from where the try was scored.
Bending back. It's bending. It's a goal! Yes! Oh, beautiful! Yes!
Above the crossbar and between the posts, the 5-point try converts to a 7-pointer. That's why the kick's called a conversion. Another way to score points is to kick a drop goal during play. Here's the Irish team showing how it's done. That's a kick made just as the ball bounces. It's quite an art to steer the ball over the crossbar and between the posts. Also, a team can score 3 points by kicking a penalty. There are many reasons why a penalty is given. In this case, it's a high tackle.
Number 10 too high. 10.
Notice the signal the referee made? Keeping an eye on referee signals can be a good guide to what's going on in the game.
Too high. Number 10, keep the tackles down.
When a team is awarded a penalty, there are various options they can take. One is to take a kick from the spot where the penalty was given. And of course, they've still got to be on target to get the points. Unlucky. Notice the touch judges under the post keep their flags down, indicating this time the ball went wide. If it had gone over, it would have been a 3-pointer and the touch judges would have raised their flags. Are you ready? Here's one for you to ponder. If a player touches the ball against the protective padding on the posts, is that a try or not?
Oh, of course, it's a try.
Against the ground and padding is a try. Against the padding alone is not.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
In a pass, the ball must not travel forward from the hands. Players try to draw defenders in before passing to create gaps in the defensive line. So who better to explain the laws of rugby than international ref Paddy O'Brien?
Hi, Madeline.
G'day, Paddy.
How are you? Good, mate.
Good. Okay, how do you see forward passes?
A matter of being in line with them.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot we don't see at times, but you've just got to be in line and be sure with it. If you're in any doubt, and that's the same with any law in the game, if there's any doubt, don't give the decision. Let it go.
If a pass is deemed forward, or if a player knocks on, that is, accidentally knocks the ball forward, then that team loses possession, and the opponents get the chance to restart play with a scrum. Unless the ref has signalled advantage and allowed play to go on. See here, England knocks the ball on. But watch the ref. He has signalled advantage to New Zealand and allowed play to go on. Why do you give advantage?
Well, simply to keep the game flowing, because if we just blew everything, the crowd would come in and they'd see 80 to 100 stoppages. Yeah. Now, if the non-offending team can take advantage of the opposition's mistake, then let's get on with the game. And at some stage, we can call advantage over, so there's actually no need for that whistle.
Advantage red, penalty coming in from the side and blocking from the wrong side. Advantage red. Advantage over.
Let's have a look at defence, where every team member is called on to be a staunch defender. Now, tackles. What are the laws around tackling?
Well, I suppose we should start and talk about what is a tackle. And a tackle is when a player has the ball, he can be brought to the ground by a member of the opposition who must tackle him. He must keep his tackles below the shoulders. And so anything above the shoulder height is deemed a head-high tackle and is deemed foul play and will be penalised. So once they're brought to the ground, you have a tackler and a tackle player. And there's laws which they are dictated to by. For example, they have to do certain things immediately. The player that's been tackled, he must release the ball, he must roll away. The player that was the tackler, he must release the tackled player and get straight to his feet. As far as other players that join the tackle go, they must enter the tackle from the hindmost foot of the player of their side.
And if they don't do that,
they're liable to penalty. And we say liable to penalty because it may be you play advantage from that situation.
Here, the All Black number 2 is tackled and the Australian number 4 blatantly enters the tackle area from the wrong side. This close to the goal line, he's lucky he wasn't called for a deliberate infringement and given a yellow card. As soon as a player is on the ground, they must release the ball. And anyone arriving at the tackle from behind can grab it, but they must be on their feet. But hold on too long and...
Holding on.
The whole idea is to make the ball available immediately so that play can continue. Here, the white player dives in, killing the ball. Penalty.
Straight over. No, the ball's emerging, you cannot dive over it. You cannot dive over it.
Here, the All Black player dives on top of the player with the ball. He must stay on his feet. Penalty. A French player takes out the All Black as he jumps for the ball. You cannot interfere with a player who is in the air. This is dangerous play. Penalty. Late tackles like this one are not allowed. The Australians have the option of taking their penalty either where the tackle was made or where the ball lands. And foot tripping is not allowed. Okay, so I have here with me someone who almost everyone in the rugby world looks up to, literally. He's a very tall man, former All Black, Ian Jones.
Hey,
G'day.
Thanks. Lucky we're sitting down.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I can sort of match you here. So, tackling, the basics of tackling.
When you prepare to make a tackle, you've got to be confident in your mind, and you actually got to be quite stiff and hard in your body, you know, so when things hit you, you don't get bumped around. Now, there's different types of tackle, and especially for a lock forward, we're generally around that sort of ruck maul area, in close. And what we're trying to do in those sort of tackle situations, A, smother the ball and get the opponent on the ground with me still on my feet so I can compete. Just get them down and going backwards as quickly as I can. If the player with the ball in hand makes yardage, well, his team's got momentum. If I make quite an aggressive tackle, my team's got the momentum, and we turn a defensive situation into an attacking situation. textbook is obviously around the ankles. You know, it's a classic. You got the flying winger down the wing, come around, corner tackle around the bootlaces, we used to call it, and no one can run without their feet. And here's a sight to be seen. Jonah running at full steam. The only way you can get him is around the ankles, which he's done. Just held on for dear life and waiting for his backup to arrive. Only had one foot, that's all you need.
I could tackle him, I reckon.
Yeah, well, good luck.
I reckon if I just lay on the ground and he tripped up over me, that'd be alright.
Well, that's called the judder bar technique, and one you can't really fault, actually.
I must remember that, the judder bar technique.
Yeah. Tana just being very aggressive. And what he did, he made the aggressive tackle, but he got himself back on his feet as quickly as he can. See, driving in, flung him to the ground.
Number 11. Stop.
He's on his feet. Person with the ball must let it go. Tana has all rights. Result in a turnover. The Irish player just makes a break. All Tana can do is just grab him from behind, but once again the ability of Tana Umang is get him on his feet, get himself back in play. Rugby, we always say it, if you buy the ball, you're in play. So Tana could have lay on the ground then and not made that second tackle. He wouldn't have been doing himself justice. Fantastic. Now this one here, we just see a spot tackle. Jonah knew the Australian player was going to pass to his teammate. He doesn't hear the big thundering footsteps of Jonah Lomu coming up there. And is absolutely smothered. Forced the turnover. Fantastic work.
Kicking over the sideline, or kicking into touch as it's called, can relieve pressure and gain valuable territory. But if the kicker is outside his 22-metre line and the ball goes out on the full, then play is brought right back to where the ball was kicked. A line out is taken and the opposition get the throw-in. If the ball bounces before going out or is kicked from within the kicker's 22-metre line, the line out will be taken where the ball goes out. So, while that kick may have relieved the pressure on the English goal line, the danger is not over, because New Zealand get to throw the ball in. They know where it's going, so they should retain possession.
He's psychic.
Accurate kicking makes the difference between a great kick and a lousy one. Here's fullback Jeff Wilson.